everything. But I think that there comes, there's a level of responsibility because I think that, when I look at the landscape, specifically for colour, I think that talent's fairly evenly distributed. Opportunity isn't. So when I look at the ability that I have to create opportunity, not in a super worthy way, but in a way where it's like, wow, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and I've done really well, but I need to update that balance. So I actually think there's this
AI operating software making vast data $1 billion funding round.
Like backups,
this round of investors
it's a different psychology. And listen, I think there's a part of me that says, well, that's how easy that was. But I was doing it even when it wasn't. I cannot stop it. I think I'm the customer. I am my own customer.
Did you say $30 million?
I have a terrific
I mean, you guys see your bad $30 million and
you buy a
$500
pair
million
of
of
jeans
committed annual revenue.
$149. They're going to be worth
50
like
times sales?
every $149.
As a customer
As
today,
being the CNBC CEO, Renan Halleck revealed that one area of an AI application
and there are no
is still
barriers
underestimated.
to what you can get, where
Every
you can
industry
get,
will get
and brands
disrupted,
have
whether
more
it's
responsibility to
lawyers
their
or
customers than
accountants
ever
or
before.
designers,
and
architects,
that's fine, that's healthy.
filmmakers. And those
make
are
the
just
best
the
brand.
virtual trades when
Is
we
it
start
more
talking about
difficult? It's just
robots
harder
and
to
physical AI.
harder to sell because of tariffs and moving
Well,
stuff
it's
around.
harder, and the media landscape is so much more fragmented. Yeah, I think if you go back to when I started with America, you could find all these crazy stuff shifted into Instagram, shifted into TikTok, and now it's totally fragmented and all like struggling.
It's quite a good left in AI that all them
Social media.
have a corner. Some of the ones who said they've spotted areas, such as the shoemaker. Okay, anyway, for more on the latest funding raising in the AI space,
platform and the vertical.
It's a patchwork earnings report
there's
of
a
both
lot to
sides of the
consider.
Atlantic.
The
Gulf
thing that I've learned is
and
that
Deutsche
good products
Börse
will
kicking off the action here in
I,
Europe today.
I don't
With
like that.
heavyweights, Cynthia and UBS and Standard Chartered posting their numbers later in the week. Meanwhile, BP will issue first quarter results tomorrow after a volatile AGM last Wednesday. And auto giant Stellantis will start global savings for updates on numbers too. Wednesday will be a huge day for stateside. Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft all posting earnings for the day. And talking about the round of 60 and Wednesday at the highest responsible in Iran's tech executive. Apple will have a report on Thursday. And the video week of the season on us earnings growth drivers keep rising. Q1 is now exceeding a strong growth from every quarter last year. And it's soon going to be 17% growth since Q4 2024. More on what is set to be the busiest week
I
of
was
the season.
definitely
Check out the earnings playbook
ruthless
at the
about
premium
killing the
service
complexity and the
CNBC
dragging
Prime.
back.
So just starting
And
back
I
where we
had
began,
all my
and some of the
colleagues
earnings in Europe this
who
week, I mean,
wanted
all
touchy
those are going to be fascinating.
we set
There was a
out to
line
do
that
it.
came through and
The
says
most
that recently
difficult part is when you have
more
to
people
separate
have been
some of
looking
your
at EVs.
colleagues. I think we've been very thoughtful, we've been very considerate, we've done it hopefully the right way and the most respectful way for the benefit ultimately of the firm and its customers. And everybody, that's a guiding principle, is what do the customers want? They want a bank that moves at their pace. They want a bank that moves fast, and a fast-moving world, fast-moving customers. We needed to be agile. We needed to be to be ready for a modern world. And to do that, we needed to be simple. And therefore, kind of everything then drives what decisions you take from that mission statement. The importance for us is to be disciplined about what we want to do, is to be able to do it at pace, but to do it safely.
Well, it's bringing Tom Metcalf, who's managing editor for EMEA Finance and Investing. Tom, I mean, this is one of our top read stories. I mean, what do we know about, is this really part of the overall review that the chief executive have been trying to do?
Well, yeah, it's clearly an element, and I think, for me, it's kind of a thing that will really resonate alongside a lot of existing HSBC stuff, because it's exactly these kind of perks really sets HSBC apart in many ways from the Hong Kong market. There's still the fact that existing and going on. It's a real sign that El Hedry is at least exploring ways of, is there a way we pull this back, or how essential is it to sort of HSBC's continuing success?
But Tom, if you don't pay enough as Goldman Sachs, or you don't pay as much as Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan in the region, and you take away the perks, is it going to be difficult to keep or attract the top talent?
Yeah, I think so. And that's always been HSBC's calling card is, yes, they haven't paid as much as, say, the US banks, but, the perks, the sort of
Find
ability
UK
to kind of, be part of that HSBC life community, I suppose, was enormously attractive, at least to some people. You totally understand why, right? If you're sitting in Hong Kong and your company's paying your children's school fees, you're pretty very unlikely to leave that place unless you find something similar. So I think it's a really interesting move. It all speaks to them implementing this strategy to become more like the rest of Wall Street. But of course, the interesting fact is, how does it impact morale? Obviously, people will be kind of looking very closely at how this is implemented, because for some people, it will be really impacting their life.
Okay, so interesting how many so much this and that chief executive means business. This is looking at everything from that cap. Bloomberg's managing editor for EMEA Finance and Investing. Now, it is a big week, not only in terms of tech earnings, but we had some of the biggest companies in tech actually reporting on Wednesday, but it's a huge, huge week in terms of central banks as well. U.S. stocks are slipping a little bit from these record highs, but the Strait of Hormuz remains shut. Oil prices remain elevated. We also have the Fed that will deliver its latest interest rate decision on Wednesday. Again, investors through the BOE, the ECB, and the Fed will try to assess the risk of a war-driven inflation shock. Up next, Bloomberg Brief, and this is Bloomberg. Breaking news today from Wall Street to Washington.
We're going to see who's underway. We're going to get some key reports.
Everything you need to know before the markets open on Monday.
Bloomberg this weekend, bringing a little Bloomberg into your weekend routine. Buckle up.
I think the productivity increase is not going to be marginal. I think it's going to be an order of magnitude. It's going to be prepared. We're working on it internally, and we're really excited about it. I could see a world where an analyst who previously covered 20 stocks covered 200 because they are making management fleet of agents that looks at all these stocks and tracks them. I could see a world where we're able to tackle a far greater number of top-of-funnel ideas and do a bit of work on them and more accurately pick what the best 15 to 20 best long ideas in a given year are. So I actually think it's going to reshape how we do things long term.
One of the things we struggle with is it's very easy to get siloed as an analyst. And these are the sectors I look at. These are the tools I rely on. These are the models I've built. And for us, we are spending more and more time as a research team collaborating around ideas with multiple people looking at sectors or trying to solve questions or things in the market. And so the ability to have standard tools that we're all using to track lots of different things, to inform how the models are trained, will be super helpful, I think, in people being able to pick up someone else's work and say, I totally get this because it's in the same vocabulary that I do it myself.
When it matters, investors turn to Bloomberg surveillance.
I said it maybe even on your show here.
I hear you guys talking about this a lot.
Our investors are really thoughtful. They're engaged. They listen to your show.
As a number of people you had on your show have mentioned.
The three of us have talked about it on this show many times.
I think you'd find, and you've heard this on your show, we've already talked this morning on your show, as you know, and you cover every day on Bloomberg.
You've heard a lot of guests talk about that.
I think your show is incredible.
Bloomberg surveillance, we're talking about it.
Bloomberg Surveillance covers the latest in global markets and the political events that influence your world. Join Jonathan Farrell, Lisa Abramowitz, and Anne-Marie Hordurin every weekday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, only on Bloomberg.
It's 5 a.m. in New York City, 10 a.m. in London. Good morning, I'm Connie Quinn with your Bloomberg Brief. Let's get you set up for the day. A new proposal. Iran has reportedly offered the U.S. a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Official talks still at a stalemate. Carrying the past, Senator Tom Tillis drops his blockade of Kevin Warsh's confirmation for Fed chair.
And a busy week of central banking decisions ahead, and more than $28 trillion in U.S. market cap set to report earnings. So let's get a check on the markets around the world now. Winnie Su is in Hong Kong for the latest from Asia. Winnie.
Good morning, Bonnie. It is a very strong start of the week for Asian stocks, and we are looking at the MSCI Asia here up more than 1%, which is taking us to about 1% away from hitting fresh records. And we do have the Kospi rising 2%, as well as the Nikkei 225 making fresh a record above that 60,000 level for the first time. It is, in fact, Asia's busiest earnings week for this quarter, but also you just mentioned we're very busy with central bank decisions, including that of the Bank of Japan coming tomorrow. And to take a look at where the Japanese yen is trading, right above that 160 level against the dollar, which is very close to that intervention level that we watch very closely. And looking at how it has weakened about 12% in the past year, we will be very keenly watching out for the tone from tomorrow's presser. For now, we are expecting a hold from the Bank of Japan.
Winnie, thank you so much. That's Winnie Su there. Let's get over now to London, 2 hours into the European Open. Here's Justina Lee. Justina.
Good morning, Bonnie. Here in Europe, Euro Stock 600 is kind of struggling to kind of cling on to a small gain here. Now, there seems to be a bit of a risk-on mood kind of in currencies, with the euro rising and generally kind of reflecting the broader declines in the dollar. And now, of course, the attention is still all on the